Hey, what's up guys, Corey here, and this is obviously a completely different view, but I wanted to share some improvements I've made on the little workflow of using the Move that really at this point is kind of turned into the brain and the hub of my setup with using Ableton, using the Move, but using Move in standalone mode, using Ableton links so that they're both linked up and in sync with each other, and then basically just sampling stuff from the Move into Ableton and vice versa from Ableton into the Move. So the way that this is set up is that I have my main audio interface here.
Over here,
We have a mixer. The output of the Move is going into the mixer as well as the Keytar, but then the output of that mixer, working as like a sub mix or a group, is then going into my audio interface. Anything that comes through the mixer comes in on 3 and 4, shows up in here in Ableton, and we can sample that or record it.
but what is also happening
Is that then the output of my interface is going into the Move. So if we go into sampling here, not only does this allow us to sample anything from the Keytar, but also anything from Ableton. So again, it's just being fed back in. We could just sample that. This to me kind of like feels like an old school approach of just working with just like one sampler, right? The freedom of just sampling something and moving. So for instance, again, because these are linked up, we have this channel here, which is just, again, pulling the output from the mixer. And we just recorded that little thing. One more time. What I find really fun is playing with some of the effects here. Use that as like a little intro thing. On top of that, on the Move, you can assign one of the channels to send MIDI out. So I have this little iConnect MIDI that's plugged into the USB-A port here, and then that's going into the audio interface on the MIDI in. What this allows us to do is actually kind of a few things. The first one being that we could still use the step sequencer and also the keys while we're in key to play any instrument in Ableton. So right now we're on this operator channel, which is really nice because you can just kind of sequence something here.
That's cool too.
That we could still use
The keyboard.
the pads
rather.
to control Ableton, but on top of that, now that we have the Keytar, we have a MIDI channel set up because this is also connected via USB to the computer. We could also use the Move to be able to play chords. Again, what's really nice about this, especially when you're sampling or resampling things, is that it allows you to
Quickly
record things. Like for instance, we go to a piano, just put in like one note there, and again, this shows up on the Move.
Sample that.
And then from there, again, use the effects if we want. Come back to Ableton. We have this little sound here. Record it. Again, just quickly sample that in. Which I think we might have just recorded with the, yeah, that has the chord in it. So you gotta be careful with stuff like that because everything's coming in on the same channel. We go to a bass on the Keytar. So we have a bass going. We just record that. Clear it. Play with the volume. Fix the loop. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.